All right, so welcome back to another video. Today's video is very important because, I very rarely say this when you are investing in Dubai or anywhere in Abu Dhabi or even Ras Al Khaimah. I very rarely say this, that you have a chance to, double the profits in few years time if you wait until the handover. Now, this is a very unique opportunity which I already have covered, but today we're going to talk about some of the villas coming by nearby to the Wynn Casino at just 10 to 15 minutes. Now, in this video, what we are going to get is I will completely present you the case study of Las Vegas, and I will completely present you the study what happened in Macau as well before Wynn Casino came up and after the Wynn Casino, how the property prices shoot up in those specific locations of Macau and the Vegas Strip. Now, this factual data will give you some kind of an idea, like the trend pre-Wynn and post-Wynn, what actually happens. In this market of UAE, you will understand during this video that something unique is going to happen. Now, we already know, anyone who have been following my channel for a while now and anyone who have been following the growth of Dubai for a while now, they know what happened in Palm Jumeirah, what happened with those beachfront villas. Now, beachfront villas, beachfront mansions, these are the most undersupplied assets in the whole Dubai or in Abu Dhabi or even in Ras Al Khaimah as well. Now we're gonna understand this during that, but again, just have a look at this complete data that I've compiled, what has actually happened in the past and what can we expect. Now, this is basically a Wynn Casino in Vegas Strip which opened in 2005, and right next to Wynn is another casino named as Encore. So basically it's from the same group. First this one, Wynn Casino got opened up, and then this Encore Casino opened up due to different timelines because of the demand and everything. Now, as you can see on the back side of this casino, it's all the desert, it's all the suburbs, but there is nothing special about this location. But look what happened. So the Wynn Las Vegas 2005, it opened up, and then Encore opened up in 2008, just to get you an understanding on the timelines. Now, the key luxury villas around this strip of casino before, let me give you the areas. These are the areas around the 10 to 25 minute strip of Wynn Vegas and the Encore, the Ridges, the Premier Gated Golf Community, Queensway, the Red Rock Country Club, and McDonald Highlands. Now, let's have an understanding of how the outlook of these communities are, so that we can understand what we are trying to capture here. Now, this is basically a picture of that community which I pulled out from the internet. Now, have a look at these houses in the middle of desert, but again with the beautiful outlook of these standalone villas with a private pool. Every villa have different kind of a design, but an old contemporary looking villa. But back in those days, these villas were considered as some kind of a luxury. But again, just have a look at this, and then when we get to the end of this presentation, you will understand what we are getting here in UAE. Now, this is the outlook of Queensway. This is basically a community 10 to 25 minutes away from the Wynn Casino. So have a look at this. You can see there's nothing so special about it, just houses, a community built in the middle of desert. But I will show you the price. You will understand what is the impact of a casino to the economy and the real estate prices as well. Now, appreciation timelines. So this will make you understand what has actually happened. So from 2000 to 2005, the pre-Wynn, the villas in those top communities were priced around 500,000 to 700,000 US dollars. Now, 2005 to 2008, the opening of the Wynn, prices surged to 1 million to 1.5 million US dollar. Now, keep that in mind. This will give you some kind of perspective as we go further into this presentation. Now, from 2008 to 2012, now you saw the kind of a growth, what happened pre-Wynn and then post-Wynn. Then 2008, Lehman Brothers meltdown happened, housing market crashed in US, then the correction happened, and the 20 to 40% was basically a correction on the total prices of those kinds of houses. Now, from 2013 till 2024, up till now, the recovery and growth, the rebound, although the economy of US is taking some kind of a toll because of the debt situation, but again, market rebounded from 2013 to 2024, and right now those premium villas reached to $2.5 to $5 million plus in the total value. Now, just keep this in mind, these prices, keep this in mind, and the timelines, 2000 to 2005, the pre-Wynn prices 500,000 to 700,000 US dollar, then 2005 to 2008, after the opening of Wynn Casino there, and then from 2013 to 2024, prices keeps on appreciating because of many factors, of course, but again, keep this in mind so we'll get some kind of an idea what I'm trying to make you understand. Now, performance metrics, total ROI. Now, the villas are not for the ROIs, they are mostly for the capital appreciation. In Palm Jumeirah right now, Just to give you an idea, 25 to 30% of the villas which owners have bought, they are just sitting there empty, because those are the kind of an asset which keeps on appreciating because of the beach factor, the private beach access. These kinds of villas during the time always holds demand, and also the location of Palm Jumeirah, which is in the middle of Dubai now. Before that, it was considered to be a very far out location. Now the location have already become some kind of an existing location. Already there are so many hotels operating from that location. So there is a complete, influx of tourists coming in and out in that specific location of Palm Jumeirah. Now those villas still beating all the records around the world right now as the kind of a return on equity that people have already experienced in Palm Jumeirah. Because of that reason, Palm Jebel Ali got sold out within few minutes time. Now the total ROI 20-year, 300 to 600% depending on the neighborhood. Now this is a compounded annual growth rate. The annual ROI is 8 to 10%. The CAGR is giving you a perspective of an annual growth averaging out during those years' time, and it's reaching to 8 to 10% every year. Now the rental yields and in the Vegas Strip, only the communities that I have mentioned, which is 10 to 25 minutes nearby to the Wynn Casino, the rental yields are basically 2 to 3%. As I have explained, the villas are not for the rental. The villas are more for capital appreciation, because it depends at what price you enter. Because of that, your ROI is always calculated. So if you enter at a very high peak price, your ROI will always become lesser. But anyone who have entered in the very earlier stage, their ROI becomes maximized. Now this is basically a Macau Wynn Casino. In Macau, you just have a look at it, just have an idea of what kind of the structure this Wynn has, and then when we come to the UAE Wynn Casino, then you will have an idea what kind of a uniqueness it holds. It has never happened in anywhere in the world right now. Now we will understand the communities nearby to Macau Wynn Casino, so we will have another case study develop in our mind that what happened to the real estate prices in China as well. So basically Macau doesn't have that much of a land, which is why the standalone villas are not in very much high of a supply. You will find mostly the luxury townhouses there. So these are the communities, the list of communities nearby to the 10 to 25 minutes proximity to the Macau Wynn Casino. Now the appreciation timeline. Now 2004 to 2006, for those communities, the prices for villa style homes, not villas, but villa style homes, is basically an MOP, is basically a Macau local currency, is 4 million to 6 million. And then in USD, if you convert it, it's 500,000 to 750,000 US dollar. Now, this was same happening in the Vegas as well. These were the same prices, more or less similar prices in the Vegas communities nearby to the Wynn Casino. Now, in 2009 to 2014, after the casino boom, or during the casino boom, the prices reached to 12 million to 18 million plus. And the US dollar prices, if you were to convert it, is 1.5 to 2.2 million US dollar. Now this is what it tells you. This is the same pattern. It keeps on happening wherever the Wynn Casino goes. The real estate prices have taken certain amount of hits in the appreciation, and you can also focus on the timeline to give you a perspective. What are the timelines after the casino and before the casino? How much time it took for the prices to reach this much? Now from 2019 till 2024, of course, the sharp correction happening, the post-pandemic, increased regulations. Of course, there are so many regulations. It's not a regulation friendly country to China, which is why the travel restrictions also happen because of the COVID. Prices fall from 20 to 30% from the peak levels. Now, what were the performance metrics of those villas during those timeline? To give you an idea, so 2006 to 2014, 200 to 300% total, like the CAGR, the compounded annual growth rate, is basically on the yearly basis is 15 to 18% growth. Anyone who have picked up those kinds of assets, they have seen 15 to 18% growth yearly. 2020 till 2024, ROI drops, of course, and the regulations, because of that, there was a certain drop in the tourism as well, and there is a certain drop in the footfall as well. The ROI dropped due to COVID. And then ROE, the early buyers pre-2010 saw 50 to 80% plus annual equity gain. This is why, I always focus on, buying at the very first phase of the master plan. And if you have the holding capacity, you are the most luckiest buyer you have made the lifetime of your investment. Now, these are the kind of an investment, if you hold long enough, this will make your portfolio go so high that you can refinance those properties and diversify, take it out from the bank. The property is still performing in the ready market. It is generating you returns on the rental, and then you diversify from that potential benefit of the capital appreciation and diversify into different kind of ventures. Either it's businesses or either it's more real estate investment. Now the rental yield, as you can see, is more or less the same in US, is more or less the same in China as well, 1.5% to 2.2% for luxury townhouses. So Basically, the 1.5 to 2.2%, you have to keep that in mind. The villa prices have reached to a certain peak. We have calculated the rental prices according to that. Anyone who have picked those kinds of assets at a very low price, their rental returns are still very high. But again, villas are not for the rental. Villas are mostly for the return on equity that you will be getting. Now, you have seen the Macau Wynn Casino. You have seen the Vegas Wynn Casino. Now look at this. This is the largest Wynn Casino, the only beachfront casino coming up in Marjan Island. Now, everyone knows, everyone has seen these renders, but I wanted to give you an imagination. I wanted to take you to the past and then coming to the present so that I can give you an idea or some kind of an idea of the future. Now, have a look at this structure and have a look at the island dedicated especially for the Wynn. And there is a resort. You can see the pools, you can see the beach access, you can see the beautiful marina. So on the back side, you will see there is a lot of, industrial, the empty lands, the desert. Same thing what we have seen in the Vegas, same thing what we have seen in Macau as well. Now, imagine this being handed over in 2027, and you have seen already the factual data, what has happened in the previous cycles in US and in China as well, what this is going to bring. And they are only building more than 50 plus stories. This is the only beachfront Wynn Casino, and there will be only 1,500 plus rooms inside this Wynn Resorts. This is basically an old photo, but right now I went there like 2 weeks back. The structure have already reached to more than 50 stories now. This is basically a 30-story image. Now the construction is on full swing. It is inevitable. It is going to happen. And the real estate prices around this Wynn Casino will going to shoot up. But I wanted to let this message out so anyone who is missing out on this opportunity, they still have the chance to secure something in this. So I wanted you to focus on my channel is basically, whatever the videos, whatever the projects that I'm, marketing right now on my YouTube channel is basically more focused on the safer investment side, and which I know 100% after studying the factual data, after studying all the numbers, after studying all the past trends, I know that this will never make you lose money on it. Now, this is basically a Siniya Island, which I already have covered. So this is basically a very unique master plan, right 10 minutes away from the Marjan Island, which is where the Wynn Casino is. Now, Wynn Casino, before in my previous video of Marjan, I explained that there will be, in next 3 to 4 years time, the commute concept will totally change in Dubai and Abu Dhabi and even in Marjan as well, because air taxis are already on way. It's everywhere circulated by Sheikh Hamdan that they have already started the pilot program of the air taxis. Same thing is going to happen in Marjan as well. Same thing is going to happen in Abu Dhabi as well. Now, commute will not become much of a problem. I will come to that part in the end of this video. I have already shown you the capital appreciation. Now, this is a very unique investment opportunity. Now, this is basically a Siniya Island, just to give you a brief overview. So these are basically our apartment strip. This is our marina side of apartments in Siniya Island. Now, at that time when I first started speaking about this, the price per square feet was 2,200. Now, after Shoba have launched by each and every launch, Shoba have increased prices to at least 2,600 dirhams price per square feet of apartments. Mostly they were apartment buildings, but in a community like this, a beautiful community like this, if you want to win and you don't want to lose, you want to maximize your ROE, you should pick up something very limited in supply. Now, the whole Marjan strip, I will explain that, but just have a look on this, that they have launched 5, 6 and 4 bedroom villas on the beach. Now, we have the beautiful case study already developed of Palm Jumeirah. We have the beautiful case study of all the beachfront villas in Abu Dhabi as well, how prices skyrocket, and these kind of assets always hold demand. Now, Shoba will keep on coming up with their last final clusters of villas and mansions on this island. So anyone who have the capacity to go above 10 million US dollar, and if they understand the market of Wynn situation, Wynn Effect, if they understand that concept, they will more resonate with what I'm trying to explain here. Now, Shoba have come up with this strip of villas. Anything which you are seeing in the inside are 4 bedroom, anything which you are seeing on the beach side are the 5 bedroom. So basically 4, 5 and 6 bed villas are Shoba is offering the luxury villas. Now, Shoba is known as the palace makers in UAE. They are the biggest contractor, one of the biggest contractors used by one of the most renowned developers such as Emaar, such as, I don't want to take names, but they have done quite a few projects for the biggest giant developer in Dubai. Now, this kind of a developer never ceases to amaze you on the quality. Now, not every project is good for investment, but look at the price per square feet. Right now on Palm Jumeirah, for a luxury villa, the price per square feet, you're seeing more than 5,000 to 6,000 dirham price per square feet. In some cases, it reaches to 7,000 as well. But Here, you have a chance to secure an asset of around 2,400 to 2,700 price per square feet on a payment plan and see your investment grow. And this kind of a developer will never have a challenge to deliver their product because everything is vertically integrated. They have their own labor, they have their own machinery, they have everything in-house. They don't need any kind of they don't need to outsource anything in the market. Because of that, a lot of developers face these kinds of challenges to deliver on time. Now, we have seen the previous data of Wynn Effect, what happened in Vegas and Macau. Now, let's create a case study of these villas. Now, today's market is very different, but let's just conservatively imagine the numbers, what happened in Vegas and Macau, and try to imply on this, and then let's understand what are we seeing, what kind of value that we are getting here. This is basically a render of Siniya Island itself. These are the apartment buildings that you are seeing in front of you and beautifully facing the marina side. This is basically one of the beautiful render of a villa of Shobha. These are very modern villas, as you have seen in those strip of Vegas, you have seen in the communities of Macau. Very old contemporary looking luxury villas, but again, these are the villas which are the demand of today's market. So you can see by the renders and Shobha, they create something very unique all the time. Now just apply that effect to these villas of Siniya Island and let's see how the number looks like. So right now we have a base price in 2025 for Shobha villas is around 10.5 million. 2.86 million if you convert it into USD for 4-bedroom villa. We are taking the very minimum, figure. Once we get on call, we will understand what is your interest personally, so we can, project our understanding for the future market. Now, let's imagine the Wynn Casino opening on Marjan, which is expected in 2027. All right. Now, delivery of Shobha villas will be somewhere around 2027 to 2028. Now let's take an analogy of Las Vegas, what has happened there, and take those numbers, imply on these figures, and let's see how our price is going to look like. Now property prices near Bellagio, Wynn, Las Vegas and Resort World appreciated 60 to 110% within 3 to 5 years time after opening. Tourism growth multiplier 2.5 times the tourism grows and the footfall near the casino resorts. Comparable location, Siniya Island, close proximity is 10 minutes by yacht. Even if you take a drive, it takes you 15 minutes maximum. Now, this is basically your projected figures for Siniya Island villas. We are taking the example of 4-bedroom villa, which is priced at 10.5 million dirhams. Now, in 2025, this is our price for 10.5 million dirhams on a payment plan, stretching up to 2 to 3 years time. You have a leverage. The developer is not taking complete equity from you before the handover. He will deliver you, and then he can ask you for that handover amount. So you have a big leverage on that. 2027. Our base case, the conservative scenario that the price is appreciated to 50%. This is the most conservative figures. So our 10.5 will reach to 12 million. In the base case scenario, it reaches to 12.8 million. And the most optimistic figure, which is like the 100% appreciation, which is in this much time, we should not expect. We have to hold a little bit to get to reach to the maximum ROI. But let's imagine 13.5 million is our most optimistic figure on 2027. When we are just in the situation that the Wynn have already announced, the opening already happened, the events have started happening, the footfall is coming in, and it is growing month by month. So if you wait till 2029, we should expect at least 50% more, which is like 15.75. This is the most conservative figure, and then the base case scenario is 18.38. The most optimistic is our 21 million of your asset which you have bought at 10.5. We can discuss about the uniqueness, we can discuss about what kind of units to pick, we can discuss about what location inside the master plan will perform more, but we are taking the very least possible scenario. In this case, our capital gain in 50% case by 2029, we are seeing the profit of 5.25, and then on the base case is 7.8, and the optimistic is basically we have double the prices by 2029. The compounded, the CAGR from 2025 to 2029, the compounded annual growth rate is 10.6% in the very conservative side, which usually happens in Dubai for the communities which are on the mainland, not with the private beach access. But let's imagine 10.6% is our very conservative, and then 15% annually on the very base case scenario, and the most optimistic, which we have already seen in Vegas and Macau, that this happened 18.9%. In the UAE market is very different. The location of Marjan Island is very different. It is targeting the African market, it is targeting the European market, it's targeting our China, the South Asia market, which basically from those areas, there is a huge capital inflow already coming inside the city. So in summary, the Siniya Islands stand to benefit from once-in-a-generation uplift driven by their strategic proximity to Wynn Al Marjan, of course, largest casino resort in the Middle East. Historical trends from Las Vegas suggest 100% capital growth in 4 to 5 years time is very realistic. It has already happened. It is still going to happen in high impact zones near landmark casino openings. Now, even the conservative projection, in which we are expecting 10% growth annually with a strong demand expected from both end users and short-term rental markets. The waterfront plus casino is a very killer combination. Of course, we have never experienced this before. So we are expecting more than the growth what has already happened in US and what has already happened in China. I will come to the map and explain you a little bit about the location of the Siniya. For those people who have already tuned into my channel very new, they don't know about this project. The people who have been following for a while, they know what I'm talking about here. Siniya is an island just like Marjan, limited land, protected nature zones and yacht access, enhanced exclusivity and long-term values. Now, this is a pure waterfront property with luxury branding, private beach access and limited supply villas. These kinds of villas are not available nearby to the Wynn Casino. Only the townhouses are being built by Dana Bay on the Marjan Island. So we know that we are dealing with something very unique. Now, to understand that last point, the 10-minute yacht shuttle from Siniya to Wynn position it within the casino gravity zone, but still separate enough to maintain the privacy, serenity, and luxury villa exclusivity. Now I will explain you. So to understand more about the location of Siniya Island, this is our palm. This is our palm. This is our world island. This is our Dubai Islands. This is our maritime city. Okay, this is basically after that, this is Dubai, then Sharjah, then Ajman, and then we have our Queen. So this is basically a location of Siniya Island. This whole strip of island with the private beach access is our Siniya Islands, where the beachfront villas are located. Now the distance from Dubai till Old Marjan Island is right now at this moment is ranging from 50 minutes to 55 minutes, which is not that big, and the government is focusing on more infrastructure. They're trying to connect as much as possible. Etihad Rail mega infrastructure project is already ongoing, and the track laying of the Etihad Rail have already happened in Marjan Island. So there will be a big connectivity in the next near time future, by 3 to 4 years time. There's a lot happening in the whole UAE market, which is, I know 100% sure, I'm 100% sure that it is going to skyrocket the prices of the property, especially if you're buying something very unique with the private beach access, with the best developer in whole Dubai, which always emphasizes on quality, and they already have delivered that in the whole market of Dubai as well. Now they are going in big. This is the first ever community, the massive community that they are working on. Now from Siniya, this is our Marjan, where the Wynn Casino is. Now from Siniya, we have an access to boat. We have an access to air taxis, boat, air taxis, and the mainland. Now tell me a location in the whole world where you have this kind of an accessibility, with this kind of an ease of access to a certain location, with this kind of an exclusivity, with the best developer in the whole UAE market, whose quality is, we already have seen in the previous communities that they have delivered in Dubai, that their quality is so phenomenal that their property prices keeps on appreciating, and there's always a record sale happening in Dubai, which is basically telling us that this developer, whenever they deliver this kind of a quality, any UNHI who comes to this market, they fall in love with these kinds of property. Now, so this is basically a complete overview. I wanted to let this message out because I have like 2 to 3 inquiries from US and from UK. The people who were, very confused after looking at the market of Dubai and after looking at the market of UAE, that there is a lot happening. They're confused. They want to choose the best right investment there is. So whenever someone comes to me with this kind of a budget, I always go for something very unique in the market, in which I am 100% sure that they will going to win, and they will going to win this much big that they will never stop investing in the market. Now there are more beautiful propositions coming up and hitting into the market, but this is the best proposition available right now in this market right now. People who understand the effect of Wynn, they really understand what is going to happen in the real estate prices. Whichever the data I have put right now in this start of this presentation, I know that this is going to clear a lot of objections you have in mind. So if you want to learn more about the strategies of real estate, if you want to navigate through the hype, if you want to understand honestly what is actually happening in the market, how the economy is going, what kind of infrastructure is coming in, so just contact me on my given number and I'll be happy to schedule a Zoom call. So I'll see you in the next video. This is Matlub Ahmed Khan on Trisul signing up.